I'm Elizabeth Moore with Marion County Children's Services, our foster care and community engagement coordinator, and we're here today for another episode of our agency podcast. With me, I have Erin Slater. Erin, would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself, please?
I'm Erin Slater. I am the director of Marion Mentors. Anything else about me? I'm a mom. I have 2 little girls and a husband and 2 rescue dogs. So they're important.
Yes. Yeah, they're part of your family.
They are.
So we'll just jump right into it. And if anyone has not heard about Marion Mentors, what is Marion Mentors and what do you do for Marion?
We are a mentoring organization, and most of our matches are one-on-one matches. So we pair a volunteer adult in the community with one of our students here in the community. And for the most part, they meet once a week for about an hour. And we are in the Marion City Schools, Ridgedale, Elgin, the Tomorrow Center, the Boys and Girls Club, and newly this year we'll be out at Pleasant, pandemic. Pending that we get out there. I think I mentioned everyone. So yeah, we are just really trying to provide students with some extra support.
Awesome. So I'm going to ask you a few questions that aren't on here just because it's naturally leading to that.
Okay.
And so I can see the anxiety washing over your
Yes.
face, but it's going to be great. So if I'm a parent and I wanted my child to be mentored, how does that happen?
You can always reach out to me. I've had parents reach out to me or grandparents reach out to me. There's my contact information is posted in lots of different places. We're on Facebook, so that's an easy way to message me there. Also, just letting your school guidance counselor, or I know the Marion City Schools call them ESPs, letting them know that you'd like your child to be matched with a mentor. You can do it that way. A lot of times we just get referrals from the ESPs. For the most part, we like to wait till we have an adult mentor ready to go and then say, hey, George Washington, we have a mentor. These are some of their likes, hobbies, interests. Do you have a student that would match well with them?
Great. Awesome. So what is your role in all of this?
I'm the director, so a lot of it is recruiting mentors, training mentors, background checks. We do interviews with our mentors, and then just kind of overseeing matches. So we do have building coordinators, is what we like to call them. Those are kind of newly established last year because the program, which is great, kept growing, but I couldn't oversee all of the matches happening. So we have great partnerships with the United Way. So Leslie Schneider is one of our building coordinators. So for example, she has 3 of the elementary school buildings. So she kind of is that match support person. So if there's any problems or questions or just scheduling things and figuring out when they can meet, that she would be that person for them. We also have Amy Vanderhoff with the Marion City Schools. She is the McKinney-Vento coordinator for the Marion City Schools. So she's a building coordinator for us. We also have Tara Dyer, and she's the mentoring coordinator position for the Marion City Schools itself. She's mostly at Grant Middle School, and which we have a room over there, which is super awesome. So we have a lot of matches that get to hang out at Grant. And then also we have Shay Payne with the Boys and Girls Club, is the building coordinator for the Boys and Girls Club.
Awesome. So if I'm an adult, and actually I think that might be on here, how can people get involved? Can you talk a little bit more about that process? I know you mentioned some of it, but what does the training look like, all of that, the interview maybe?
So we have, if you're an adult and you want to volunteer, we'd love to have you. I know some people think it may be a big time commitment. It's really not that big. It's about an hour once a week. And then also, some people may be intimidated, what am I going to do with a student? How can I mentor? What do I have to offer? Anything like that. We have resources. We have game tubs at each of our locations. Now, with COVID going on, we do have some restrictions with playing games and that sort of thing, but in any normal year and hopefully in the future, we have lots of games to play. And so you just basically fill out the application. It's on our website. It's marionmentors.org, or you can find us on Facebook. And so you fill out the application, then we have you submit your background check. We go through a training. It's about an hour and a half long training. And then we have some continual trainings as well throughout the years, but just providing resources for you to be a better mentor and just kind of help you maybe have, if your student has any problems, help you navigate anything like that.
So who should be a mentor? Like, should it just be like people under 50 or?
No, anyone can mentor. We have a wide range. We actually have a great partnership with OSUM, and they have what they call the PALS program. It's called Pride in Life Skills Program, where students at OSUM, so maybe if they're in a psychology major or an education major, they can earn credit for mentoring. So we actually
awesome.
get some younger kids, which I think the kids in school really appreciate. They have like a college age student coming in and hanging out with them. It's really cool. But we also have some older generations, and I think that's just one way to bridge some of the gaps and just like build bridges with different age groups, and just they get to learn from that walk of life and they get to learn from that walk of life. So it's just kind of awesome to see that too.
I like what you just said. Like, you're not just having, obviously if you're a mentor, you're going in with the expectation, like, I'm going to pour into this child, but those kids also give back to mentors.
Yes, the mentors learn a lot. And they say that we have end of year surveys, and they always are like, I didn't know how much I was going to learn or how much I was going to get out of this. So it's just awesome to see it go both ways.
Awesome. So I have actually been through the training and never followed through. I'm very sorry.
True.
However, one of the resources that I liked that you provided was the game plan. Can you maybe, I think that helps make it a little less intimidating. So can you maybe just give briefly a little bit of information about that?
Yeah, so that is something that we purchased newly last year. Some people don't realize how long Marion Mentors has been around. I've only been involved in the program. This will be my second year, but it is going on its 5th year. So it's been around for a while. But last year we purchased what she was referring to. It's called the 23-day game plan. It's from another mentoring organization out of Akron, Ohio. And it just provides activities for what they had found. Most matches meet an average of 23 times throughout the school year, which we found to be pretty true when we did it last year, the year before, because COVID happened and we couldn't finish the year last year. But we had matches meeting an average of 21 times. So it was pretty accurate to that. And there's just activities for each day, or even if you saw like they had organization issues, and so you could just turn to one of those pages and just work on that activity together. And that's one thing that we felt was really important to purchase, because we felt like it would alleviate some of the concerns or maybe some anxiety that mentors have going into it, saying, what am I going to do with this kid every single day? What am I going to talk about? How am I going to help them? We have found that is a tool that they like to use, so then they don't have to just come up with something to do every day. They have it right there in front of them.
Awesome. So how does your organization fit into child protection and what we're doing at the agency, or, child health all around?
Yeah, so there's lots of statistics out there about how mentoring can help physical health, mental health of kids. And so we like that the mentors are there as a resource for the kids. They are honestly there to show up for them week in and week out, whatever issues they have going on. They're usually, once that relationship is starting to be formed, then they feel comfortable talking to their mentor about things. Sometimes it's bullying within schools, and we've had mentors kind of help navigate that with kids. Mentors are there to listen, and so that maybe they can see some early signs of mental health issues in a child, and we've had that as well. So just working with the schools and just trying to be that wraparound service for the kids that, it does take a village, and I know I'm a part of another group that's called that, but it really does. And just that we're not trying to compete with anybody or anything like that. We are just trying to be there. We have, even this year, we've had schools saying, hey, can you get this kid's mentor here as soon as possible? And just because they see it as a resource, they know they have a good relationship with them, and maybe they can help them in a way that the schools don't have that relationship quite established yet, especially those matches that we have that are going on their 5th year. It's amazing to see that kind of support for the kid.
So matches can be ongoing.
Yes, so we ask the mentor to at least do a school year commitment. And then at the end of the year, we ask both the student and the mentor if they want to continue in the program and if they want to stay with the same student or the same mentor. So it's up to them. It's not anything that they have to be doing. So we like to find out if they want to continue or not. And for a lot of the times, they do want to continue. And so we've gotten to see matches go from, at this point, elementary to middle school to high school. So it's just awesome to see them transition with them.
Cool. Great. So Erin has watched my podcast because she asked me what her secret question was going to be. And
I tried.
And I don't reveal that until this moment. And so if you've watched in the past, basically we have one question, which I feel like I've asked you a few that we didn't really prep for, but at the same time.
You've asked me a few.
I have asked you a few, and you've been great. Okay. So if you would answer for people, and I'll give you a minute to kind of think about if you'd like. What was it that made you want to go in this kind of a field or drew you to this field? And what would you say to someone who maybe has a passion to serve the community also, and they don't really know how to fit in? Like maybe it's not Marion Mentors, or maybe it is, and they also want to do more. So if you have any questions about Marion Mentors, we will link their Facebook page on this post or on our YouTube. And then if you have any questions about the agency or anything that we're doing, how we connect with other resources in the community. Maybe you have a resource in the community that you would like to see featured. And if you want to give that suggestion, I'd welcome that. So I will also put my contact information down below. And we really appreciate any feedback that you have for us. So Erin, how would you like to answer that question?
So I was in another position here in Marion when I was actually told about the job opening, and I applied for it not really knowing anything about mentoring or.
You were the first full-time director, right?
Yes. So this position was new. There was, I think, about roughly 4 or 5 people that were working on this program part-time, which was great. I mean, they paved the way. That was awesome for me to just kind of step in and just follow what they were doing. It was the first full-time director of mentoring. So I never had any experience in it, but I just love Marion. I am from Marion. I graduated from Harding. So I just felt like this was a great way. I love kids and youth and just hanging out with them because I really think that they're just awesome. And so this just gave me a way to get paid to do it. And so I saw it as a real opportunity. And I always say, this is a career that I never knew that I needed, but it has been, like we talked about before, the kids teach me so much more about life than I ever knew. So I'm just grateful for it. I forget what the second part was.
How would you, what kind of advice would you give to someone who maybe they want to be a mentor, maybe they think mentoring is not for them, but they want to be a part of giving back to their community?
Do it however you find it. There's so many different, even Marion Mentors, I know there are several other mentoring organizations in the community going on as well. So there are just opportunities out there to get involved. There's also, I know I'm part of Be the Village network for the foster or kinship families as well. So, I mean, there's just so many groups out there that are doing amazing things, and maybe it's not mentoring that's for you, and maybe you're intimidated, which you shouldn't be because these kids will just love you no matter what. But there are just several ways to get involved. I don't know if I answered that question very well, but you can always reach out to me. I am plugged into different groups, so I would love to just plug you in wherever you can.
We really need a survey that says, here are all the things that I enjoy, and then I can turn that into someone, and they can be like, this is the nonprofit you should go volunteer for.
Yes, yeah, that would be good. Okay, get on
I'm a genius.
All right.
Now I just have
in
to
your
do
spare
it.
time, you can do that.
Well, that about wraps us up today. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. Thanks, Erin, for being on. And if you want to link with Marion Mentors, check out their Facebook page and reach out to Erin. And thanks for watching.